How to use either ChatGPT Plus, GPT-3, or ChatGPT Free, GPT-2. You will need to access the OpenAI API. Here's a general outline of how to use the API. 1. Sign up for an OpenAI API key. To use the OpenAI API, you will need to sign up for an API key. You can do this by visiting the OpenAI website and creating an account. 2. Choose the appropriate API endpoint. The OpenAI API has several endpoints for different tasks, such as generating text, answering questions, and translating languages. You will need to choose the endpoint that best fits your needs. 3. Make an API request. To use the API, you will need to make a request to the chosen endpoint. This can be done using a programming language such as Python, and you can find examples of how to make API requests on the OpenAI website. 4. Process the API response. Once you have made an API request, the API will return a response in the form of a JSON object. You will need to process this response in your code to extract the information you need. 5. Use the API in your application. You can then use the information returned by the API in your application, such as to generate text, answer questions, or perform other language-related tasks. It's important to note that access to ChatGPT Plus, GPT-3, is limited, and only selected partners and developers have access to its APIs. If you don't have access to GPT-3, you can still use ChatGPT Free, GPT-2, by following the same process. You can access the documentation for OpenAI's API, including both ChatGPT Plus, GPT-3, and ChatGPT Free, GPT-2, on the OpenAI website. The documentation provides a comprehensive guide on how to use the API, including information on endpoints, request and response formats, and more. To access the documentation, A. Visit the OpenAI website. Go to the OpenAI website, https://openai.com, and click on the API link at the top of the page. B. Navigate to the API documentation. On the API page, click on the documentation link to access the API documentation. C. Read the documentation. The documentation is organized into sections, and you can read through each section to learn more about how to use the API. The documentation is an excellent resource for anyone looking to use OpenAI's API, and it provides all the information you need to get started and make the most of the API. If you have any questions or need further assistance, you can also reach out to the OpenAI support team for help. ChatGPT Plus versus ChatGPT Free. The difference? The main difference between ChatGPT Plus, GPT-3, and ChatGPT Free, GPT-2, is the level of advanced capabilities and the availability of each model. GPT-3, also known as ChatGPT Plus, is the latest and most advanced version of the GPT language model. It is capable of generating human-like text, answering questions, translating languages, and even creating poetry, among many other things. However, access to GPT-3 is limited, as OpenAI has not made it available for general use yet. Only selected partners and developers have access to its APIs. GPT-2, on the other hand, also known as ChatGPT Free, is an older version of the GPT language model and is available for free. It is still a powerful language model, but it is not as advanced as GPT-3. It can be used to generate text, answer questions, and perform other language-related tasks. In terms of capabilities, GPT-3 is more advanced and can perform a wider range of language-related tasks, but access to it is limited. On the other hand, GPT-2 is available for free and is still a capable language model, but it is not as advanced as GPT-3. In conclusion, ChatGPT Plus, GPT-3, and ChatGPT Free, GPT-2, are both powerful language models developed by OpenAI. GPT-3 is the latest and most advanced version, capable of generating human-like text, answering questions, translating languages, and much more. However, access to GPT-3 is limited, and only selected partners and developers have access to its APIs. On the other hand, GPT-2 is an older version of the GPT language model that is available for free and can still be used to generate text, answer questions, and perform other language-related tasks, option with a wider range of capabilities. However, if you don't have access to GPT-3 or are looking for a free option, then GPT-2 is still a powerful choice. Regardless of the model you choose, both ChatGPT Plus and ChatGPT Free have the potential to revolutionize the way we use language and interact with computers.